So in the last video, we talked about the root of an equation. For example, if you have an equation f of x equal to 0 and there exists some number b such that f of b is equal to 0. That is, if you plug b in the function and it becomes 0, then you will say that that number b is the root of equation f of x equal to 0. For example, if the equation is x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0 and you have to find its root, means you have to find some x that you plug in this equation and it gives 0. So first step, we call this whole thing as f of x. Then this equation is f of x equal to 0, where f of x is x square minus x minus 6. Now, if we plug 3 in f of x, like 3 square minus 3 minus 6, it gives us 9 minus 9 equal to 0. So we have f of 3 is equal to 0. This means 3 is the root of equation f of x, where f of x was x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. But if we have f of 1, which will be 1 square minus 1, because this is our equation x square minus x minus 6 minus 6, this is 1 minus 1 minus 6, which is equal to minus 6, which is not equal to 0. So we are saying f of 1 is not equal to 0. This will imply that 1 is not the root of equation f of x, which is x square minus x minus 6 is equal to 0. Now, we want to emphasize a point here. If for some f of x equal to 0, for some equation, let's say f of 5 is 0. Now we know that this would imply that 5 is the root of this equation f of x equal to 0. Now see this. If by plugging 5 in the function we don't get exactly 0, but we get 0.002. So 0.002 is almost equal to 0, but it is not exactly 0. In this case, we will say that 5 is the root of equation f of x equal to 0 correct to 2 decimal places. And why are we saying that 5 is the root correct to 2 decimal places? Because on the right of this decimal sign, there are 2 zeros and third could be any digit. So we will say that 5 is the root correct to 2 decimal places. For example, if by plugging 5 in the function, you get 0.003. Now in this case, you will say that 5 is the root of equation f of x equal to 0 correct 2. How many zeros are there on the right of decimal? 3. So 5 is the root of equation f of x equal to 0 correct to 3 decimal places. Let's look at some other example. Let's say f of 4.23 gives you 0.0004. In this case, you will say that 4.23 is the root of equation f of x equal to 0 correct to how many zeros are there on the right of the decimal? 4. So it is a root correct to 4 decimal places. Now suppose there is a question. Find the root of equation, any random equation, correct to 2 decimal places. In this case, what should be your goal? That you have to find some number, let's say some number b, that when you plug this b in the function, it should give you what? If b is the root correct to 2 decimal places, then you should have f of b 2 decimal places, means on the right of the decimal you should have 2 zeros and third could be any digit. So in this case you will say that b is the root of equation f of x equal to 0 correct to 2 decimal places. So after 2 zeros there will be a third digit and it could be any digit. So in this case where you have to find the root correct to 2 decimal places, you fix your calculator to 3 decimal places. So your stopping criteria will be 2 zeros and third could be any digit. So to be able to find a root correct to 2 decimal places, you fix your calculator up to 3 decimal places and look for 2 zeros on the right of the decimal. Once again, if let's say you have to find the root of an equation correct to 4 decimal places. The question is up to how many decimal places you will fix your calculator. So fix your calculator up to 5 decimal places. Because you are looking for some number, let's say c, which when you plug in the function it should give you, since you have to find the root correct to 4 decimal places, so it should give you 4 zeros and fifth could be any digit, let's say it is 3. So for this reason, whenever you have to find the root correct to let's say 3 decimal places, you will be fixing your calculator 1 decimal up. That means you will be fixing your calculator up to 4 decimal places and you will be looking for 3 zeros. And let's say you have to find the root correct to 3 decimal places. First of all, you will be fixing your calculator. Up to how many decimal places will you fix your calculator? One decimal up. It means you will fix your calculator up to 4 decimal places. And you are looking for some number, let's say C, which when you plug in the function, it gives you, since it's the root correct to 3 decimal places, so you are looking for 3 zeros and fourth could be any digit.